Hello guys, Patty P here. We are going to move on today with multiplying rational expressions, okay? So, last section we did was simplifying rational expressions. So we are going to start with a warm-up. I know you guys have missed having our daily warm-ups. So I want you guys to copy this problem down, and then I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try this on your own, okay? Welcome back. All right. So, guys, hopefully one thing you're going to see in common as we move through this unit is you must factor. Whether you're factoring a trinomial, difference of two squares, GCF, factor before you can start swiping stuff. So hopefully you guys saw in the numerator that you can factor out of 3. And then you're left with x minus 1. Okay, so that was GCF. This one, we're going to factor the trinomial down there. Okay, remember x squared has to multiply to be a negative 2, add to be a positive 1. Okay, so if it has to be a negative 2 here, it's going to be plus minus. And then there's only one choice. You just got to put them in the right place. They need to add to be a positive 1, so we're going to have it that. Sometimes, guys, when you're simplifying and what we're going to be working today, if you're not entirely sure, most of the problems we give you, something's going to cancel. So when you look at this, if you had accidentally flipped the signs, nothing would cancel. Okay, so if you get the signs right, then you guys see the x minus 1's cancel. And you should have gotten that for your warm-up. Hopefully you guys did. Okay, now we're going to take this. We're going to use the same concept, only we're going to be multiplying. And we're going to start with a few that we have actually seen, guys, in our exponent unit. So first, we're going to just look at regular old fractions, 2/3 times 3/4. Okay, a couple rules you got to remember. When you are multiplying, we are looking to reduce or cancel. You can only cancel top to bottom or diagonal. You cannot cancel next to each other or sideways. In this case, hopefully you all see that the 3's are going to cancel. And what can you divide out of the 2 and the 4? Hopefully you guys all see it too. So all that mess becomes 1/2. Okay? Now, you could have multiplied across and got 6/12 and reduced, but for what we're going to today with rational, we want to look to cancel like things earlier in the problems. Okay, so that's example 1. Example 2, let's throw some variables in the mix. 6c over 5d times 15cd over 8a. Again, we have had these in our exponent unit. Teachers teach this different ways. I like to, again, for practicing as we're moving to multiplying rationals, simplify first. Because that way you don't have big numbers. You can look at a 5 and 15 and simplify rather than multiply and get big numbers. So 5 and 15, you can take a 5 out of each of those. That goes to 1. 15 divided by 5 would give you, hopefully somebody said 3. Okay. We're still not done. 6 and 8. What can we take out of a 6 and an 8? 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, cannot cancel the 3's. They're both on top. Okay. Cannot cancel the c's. They're both on top. However, we can get rid of this d with that d. Okay. Now, nothing else. We've got 3 times 3 is 9. C times c is c squared. 1 times 4 is 4. 4a. Okay. Again, that should be review for you guys. Simplifying these. Well, multiplying and simplifying. Kind of all in the same step. Now, let's throw some fun ones at you here. Let's throw a binomial in the mix. X minus 2 over 4x. What are we on? Example 3. And 6x over x plus 1. All right, take a second and write that down. Can start in many different places, guys. One thing, terminology I use, I know not all teachers use this, but I refer to these as families, okay? A lot of worksheets, notes, stuff you look up are not going to put these in parentheses. If it helps you, put them in parentheses. They're like a family. You cannot separate them. Kind of what we're living today, guys. You are stuck with your family. Cannot separate. Gotta stay together, okay? Cannot separate this. That x cannot cancel with that. That's what a lot of you will try to do. No, 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 no. Okay? But these are multiply. We can separate those. So that x can go away with that x. What can we take out of this 4 and that 6? You can take a 2 out. So 2 and 3. You cannot cancel those 2's. I cannot say it loud enough or enough times. That is a family. That is your answer, guys. We've got a 3 and an x minus 2 up top, and then a 2x plus 1 on the bottom. Okay? There we go. That is your answer. Technically, you can distribute that back in, but why do an extra step? Okay? Any questions on that? Make sure you guys are reaching out to your teachers and asking for help. They do get harder, guys, so brace yourselves. But that's why we're going to do these together. I'm going to lose track of what examples I'm on. That is number 4. All right, example 4. I've got 3x squared plus 18x over x plus 6 times 1 over x plus 8. Okay? Woo, excuse me. All right, now, one thing to think about, guys. Nothing cancels right now. You have to factor. Okay? One of these up here is probably going to match either x plus 8, x plus 6. Okay, just kind of use that to help your brain think through. So if you guys look at this, this is a GCF one. What number can come out of a 3 and an 18? Anybody? Good. I heard someone in the back. 3. What else can come out? Just an x. Good. Now, some of you got to do what works for you. Some of you will do good to put a 3x under there and just kind of see what's left. Do what you need to do. But if you pull a 3x out of this, you're going to have an x left. And if you pull a 3x out of that, you're going to have a 6. Again, remember I mentioned it's probably going to match one of these down below, which this case, it matches the x plus 6. Okay? And we've got a 3x up top and an x plus 8. Now, when you guys are doing your homework for this section, we should see the factoring. I don't want to just see the answer. We want to see the factoring, whether it's GCF, trinomial, whatever it is, factor it before you cancel. We do not want to just see the answer. We want to see the factoring. All right. We are on example 5. I do have several examples, guys, but there's a lot of different looks for these, and I want to make sure you are ready to go. I've got 2x minus 3 in the numerator, 5x denominator, times 5x plus 5, all over 2x squared minus x minus 3. Okay? Now, again, factor, 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 factor. Some of you will be like, oh, the 5x can cancel. Okay? No. This is a family. You cannot separate that. However, we can factor. What can come out of both of those terms? Good. A 5. And then you'll have an x plus 1 left. Now, when you're factoring this one, guys, you're probably going to have a 2x minus 3 or an x plus 1 or both. So kind of look at some of the factors that are already there. We know it has to be 2x and x, right? Okay? And then we need the signs to be plus, minus, right? So I'm going to just kind of go with this, plus, minus. And then I'm going to see, some of you do this different ways, but I do my inners and my outers. This is also where, guys, you can use your grouping if you want. But this is less choices, so I'm not going to group on this. I'm going to try my 1 to make it match with that, and my 3. Inners give me -3, outers give me 2. Those add to be -1, so we are good to go. Plus, we got some stuff to cancel. That's what we're looking to do. 2x minus 3 cancels with that. X plus 1 cancels with that. Okay, we're almost there. What else can cancel? Anybody see it? Just the 5. Okay, this is multiply, so you can leave that x. Nothing's left on top, guys. Please don't write 0. If we cancel everything out in a fraction, technically what's left? A 1. Good. So we got a 1 on top and then x on the bottom. Okay? Good job, good job. Now, let's see. I want you guys to try this one. What are we on? Example 6? We've got 1 over x minus 9 times x squared plus 6x minus 27 over x plus 9. Okay. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to take a second. I want you to pause the video again. And I want you to try this one on your own. All right, we're back. Let's see how you did. There's really only one piece to factor. That's the x squared plus 6x minus 27. And we're probably going to get either an x minus 9 or an x plus 9. Let's see what we get. We know it's going to be x and x. Has to multiply to be a -27. So that would be a plus minus. And the bigger number needs to match a positive. So 9 and 3 work. Okay. So then we look what can cancel. This x plus 9 can cancel with that x plus 9. And you're left with x minus 3 on the top and x minus 9 on the bottom. Remember, those are families. If it helps you, put parentheses. You cannot swipe the x's. You cannot swipe the 3 and the 9. Some of you will want to put 1/3. That is your answer, guys. Right there. Hopefully that's what you got. Okay. Let's see. Got a couple more. Let's look at this one. 3x squared. What am I on? 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Example 7. Hopefully you guys are taking these notes. 3x squared plus 24x plus 45 over x minus 6 times x squared minus 9x plus 18 over x squared minus 9. All right, lots to do on this one, guys. We actually have 3 of them to finagle with. Let's start with some of the ones that might be a little bit easier for us. This one, difference of 2 squares. And guys, it doesn't matter what order you factor in, just so long as you get it all factored. Difference of 2 squares. X plus 3, x minus 3. Okay. Up here, factoring a trinomial. It's just an x squared, so we got x has to multiply to be a positive 18, but add to be a -9, so they're both going to be negative. Our factors of 18, 18 and 1, 9 and 2, 6 and 3, that's the combo that would work. Okay? Now, this one is a little trickier. Some of you will try to factor it right away, which isn't wrong. But let's make our lives a little bit easier, guys. You should always look for a GCF first. In this case, the only thing that comes out of this is a 3. So you only have to check that. And actually, if you guys look at this, the 3 comes out of all of them. Can't do an x because it doesn't have an x, but you can take a 3 out. And you're left with x squared plus 8x. I'm taking a 3 out. 15. So we're done with him. You guys can cross them off, whatever. Again, this is the work we should see when you're submitting your work. You still have a 3 here. X and X, positive 15, positive 8. So your signs are going to be positive. 2 numbers that multiply to give you 15 and add to give you 8. You only got 2 choices, 5 and 3, 15 and 1. Hopefully you guys see it's 5 and 3. Now, you just have to be careful as you look at all the different factors to see what can cancel. And don't get in a big hurry, because I do it too. I forget something or miss one. X minus 6 is gone. X minus 3 is gone. Ooh, we're on a roll here. X plus 3 is gone. So everything's gone in the bottom. And this is all that is left in the top. So we've got a 3 and an X plus 5. Okay, that is your answer. All right. Trying to decide. We got 2 left. Decisions. Okay. I think I'm on 8. I know, you guys are like 8 examples. Ugh. I get it. But it's hard because I'm not with you to help you guys. So I want to do the best I can so you guys can do it on your own. Obviously, there is a cajillion videos that you guys can look at. But I'm trying to do my best to help you guys. All right. Again, factor. Top one multiplies to be a positive 25, adds to be a negative 10. The signs are going to both be negative. They got to match. And there's our 5 and our 5. Okay? That one's already done. What can come out of both of these? Good, a 10. And we're left with X minus 10. This next one is a little tricky. Okay? So guys, I want you to notice something. Do you notice these X's are positive? Positive, positive. Right now, this X is what? It's a negative. Okay? So in order to make it be positive, because I can factor a 9 out of this, hopefully you see, we're going to actually factor a negative 9 out. Because we need this sign to switch. Okay? Now, hoping my battery doesn't die here before my last problem. So if you take a 45 out of 9, 9 times what is 45? But it's going to be a negative 5, because 2 negatives make a positive. And we took this negative 9 out. So it's just an X. This is a tricky one where the sign needs to switch. But I wanted you guys to see one like this. All right, let's start swiping away. X minus 10 can go. Now, this is why we had to flip the sign. This is technically X minus 5, isn't it? Isn't it negative 5 the same? I mean, negative 5 plus X the same as that. Aren't these the same? Okay, so we can get rid of one of these. You cannot get rid of both. They have to go in pairs. Okay, so we've got an X minus 5 on top and a negative 9 on the bottom. Okay, that just has an extra negative in the mix. All right, last one. Last one. And guys, I'm throwing one at you that has some higher degree. Hopefully you guys remember the term degree. Who remembers that? I'm going to pretend you're here and you're answering that the degree means the exponent of our first term. So here's our last one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Example 9. You have had your math for the day. Okay, here it goes. X to the 4th over 2x squared plus 1 times 2x to the 4th plus 17x squared plus 8 over x to the 4th plus 11x squared plus 24. Woo. All right, take a second and copy that down. All right. So, guys, same rules. Factor, 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 factor. And in this one, our first fraction does not have anything that can factor. This is just an x to the fourth, and that's just a 2x squared plus 1. Okay? So we got to factor these, though. Okay? I'm going to put my 2x squared and my 2x... Nope. That would make it 4, wouldn't it? 2x squared and x squared. Okay? That's what I'm going to try here. My signs need to be positive, right? Positive, positive. My inners and my outers need to be this 17x squared. Okay, so we're still doing what we've been doing with our other factoring. Multiplies to give me 8, adds to give me 17x squared. So we've got 8 and 1, 4 and 2. Okay, so if I'm thinking I like the 8, because if I put the 8 here, it's going to go with the 2. What's 8 times 2? Yep, 16, and that, okay, so we like that. 8 and 1. Okay, ooh, and that helps. Look, guys, bam, those match. Now we got one more to do. We're going to try our x squared, Again, they're both positive. My inners and my outers need to be 11. Those of you that are getting to know your factors faster and seeing the patterns, hopefully you see there's a lot of choices for 24, but the one I see, 8 and 3. Multiplies to be 24, adds to be 11. Okay? So, let's see what we got here, guys. We can cancel this. And we can cancel the x squared plus 8. We've got that left up top. And that left on the bottom. Again, that is a family. You cannot separate that. That is your answer. All right? So, guys, please look these over. Email if you have any questions. Post something in Google Classroom. Look over anything else. And then tomorrow we will post the worksheet to give you some practice on this. Okay, have a great day, and we'll talk with you soon.